Hello, good to have you with us on Red Barn Radio. I'm Brad Becker. We continue to celebrate the 20th season of Red Barn Radio, and I'll be darned, tonight, Barn Burners, we welcome you to show number 771. Yeah, and we've got Luke Trimble here on Red Barn Radio tonight. Luke hails from Paintsville, Kentucky, and is one of a new group of players inspired by the host of Eastern Kentucky artists who impacted not just this region, but the world over the past 10 years. Luke is yet another player with power and passion. I know you're going to love it. I'm glad you're here with us for this special evening of solo music with Luke Trimble. Hey, Luke.
This first tune is kind of like an Appalachian love song is the way I like to describe it. It's called Fire and Gasoline. Girl, keep your boots off, feel the bluegrass between your toes. Take my hand, we'll dance to the tune that the crickets crow. Lord, how I dread for the sun to peek over that ridge line. So honey, let's all waste a second of our precious time. Uncle John will be my high for the jar of shine I stole. Just a few sips of that stuff will have her stripping down her clothes. The frost sailed heavy as you lay weightless in my arms. And I won't forget the words you said as we stared at the autumn stars. You said, boy, this old world can be cold and blue. And it didn't make a lick of sense till I laid eyes on you. So don't you fret if I'll ever leave, 'cause together, honey, our love burns like fire and gasoline. And gasoline. The roosters crow, place a nightingale, and the coyotes headed back to the den. You hightailed back to Lower Branch before your daddy woke up to 10. But I stuck around and lit one up and waited as the sun would rise. And those words wouldn't leave my hazy head along with your dancing brown eyes. You said, boy, this old world can be cold and blue. And it didn't make a lick of sense till I laid eyes on you. So don't you fret if I'll ever leave, 'cause together, honey, our love burns like fire and gasoline. And gasoline.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Luke Trimble always loved music. His father sparked his interest with the CDs he played around the house. When he was growing up, a Paintsville High School graduate, excuse me for a second. Sure. Luke Trimble always loved music. His father sparked his interest with the CDs he played around the house. When he was growing up, a Paintsville High School graduate, several years older than him, a guy named Tyler Childers, established a voice in music that more or less captured the Kentucky Appalachian experience and defined its culture for a country that really didn't know what to think of it. Luke Trimble, like Tyler and Nick Jameson and fellow Eastern Kentucky artists, believes that when it comes to expressing the power of place in your life and your beliefs, words alone just don't suffice. There's nothing like a song. We got a lot of songs tonight from Luke Trimble. Welcome him back to Red Barn Radio.
Yeah, so like Brad was saying, I'm from Eastern Kentucky. And this next tune was one of the first songs I wrote, actually. It was kind of before I left the area to move around here. So it's kind of about saying goodbye to everything, especially the mountains. So it's called Hello August. Hello August, how you been, my old friend? Your leaves are changing like slide from chasing, and I guess this is where it begins. Don't cry, mama, be home real soon. I'm off to get an education in a big city just like you. I guess it's time for me to go. This worn out old mining town is all I've ever known. There's one thing before I leave. Thank God above for these mountains that raised me. Ma'am, I'll miss you and your Sunday soup beans, but I'm hungry for a life that Papa Mark wanted for me. To my little sister, growing up so fast, cherish your high school memories before they become your past. I guess it's time for me to go. This worn out old mining town is all I've ever known. But there's one thing before I leave. Thank God above for these mountains that raised me. That raised me. Thank you. So this next tune, I'm a graduate of Eastern Kentucky University. So I lived in Richmond, Kentucky for a few years, and really loved the place. Just want to kind of capture a song about the people I met and, you know, the good times I had as well there. So this next tune is about the area. It's called Rich City. I put my truck in drive and I hit flatter ground to run from all the evil ones that try to put me down. I made myself some buddies and a good time too. I never thought I'd find a girl shines bright as you. Oh, summer, should be my nicotine, 'cause I'm way too broke to buy cigarettes, I'm fiending for a dream. Oh, summer, should be the buzz I need to calm it down in this new town they call Rich City. We're steady in December when the winter snowflakes bloom, but I stay warm down to the core for my fire that burned for you. And the Halloween grew warmer as days turned into weeks. But I stayed high for your starry eyes and the roses in your cheeks. Oh, summer, would you be my nicotine? 'Cause I'm way too broke by cigarettes, I'm fiending for a dream. Oh, summer, would you be the buzz I need to calm it down in this new town they call Rich City? Summer, won't you be the crutch I need to hold me up when times are tough down here in Rich City?
Thank you. Appreciate it. This next one's gonna be a newer tune. Just did a video recently for it as well at the alley on Main, Paintsville. It's kind of like another love song. It's called Kathleen.
Whichever way the wind blows, her auburn hair follows so free. The closest thing that I felt to God is in your arms by the banks of that creek. As a midnight moon pulled ahead behind the dogwood tree. Kiss sweet sun goodnight and give stars to you and me. 'Cause taste of your lips is like breath of fresh air. Like someone like you even have a care in the world for a natural born heathen like me. Don't get me wrong, swear that I could use the company. Can you hear me, Kathleen? To the mouth of the holler, hand in hand, you and I go. Stop, brush back your hair, put a flower behind your ear, and oh, how it made your eyes glow. Just Katie sang a tune and the crickets joined harmony. As I leaned in towards you and you leaned back in towards me. 'Cause taste of your lips is like breath of fresh air. Like someone like you even have a care in the world for a natural born heathen like me. Don't get me wrong, swear that I could use company. Can you hear me, Kathleen? Moments like these I wish could last a lifetime, so we didn't have to waste nights on sad goodbyes. 'Cause taste of your lips is like breath of fresh air. Like someone like you even have a care in the world for a natural born heathen like me. Don't get me wrong, swear that I could use company. Can you hear me, Kathleen? Kathleen.
Appreciate it. So this next tune here is one I wrote for my mama. I know she's watching, so I told her I'd play it for her here. It's about her, and it's also about my grandmother. Kind of anyone who had a hand in raising me growing up. I think anyone listening here, anyone in this room has someone that kind of sacrificed for the greater good for you throughout your life. So I wanted to write a song about that, and for her, it's called Mountain Lady.
She's tougher than I, Floyd County Jail. Raising 5 heathens, it was meaner than hell. Find her at daybreak with a menthol and curlers in her hair. At the end of every evening, whispering the Lord's Prayer. Mountain lady, I want you to know that you're so beautiful to me. From the callus on your hands to the way you like to dance to Conway Twitty. So when you hear this song in your Appalachian draw, you won't sing along, Mountain Lady. She waits tables down Wilma's, sweeping the floors, not 5 nickels and dimes. Spends her weeknights bartending at the den, wasting wild eyes and her prettiest smiles on whiskey drinking men. Mountain lady, I want you to know that you're so beautiful to me. From the callus on your hands to the way you like to dance to Hank Whalen and Willie. So when you hear this song in your Appalachian draw, won't you sing along, Mountain Lady? Mountain Lady.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Wow, Luke, a song like that's got to make a mom pretty happy.
Absolutely. She didn't get to come to all the shows, but when she does, she makes sure I play it.
What's your mom's name?
My mom's name's Shauna.
Hey, Shauna.
She'll be happy.
Nice to
Shout
have
her out there.
nice to have her with us. That's great. Well, thanks for that tune.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, so to sort of build a framework for our conversation, I thought maybe I would start with some sort of foundational kinds of questions. Let's get started.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite season?
Season.
Yeah.
As
Surprise.
As in weather season?
Yeah. No, I mean just season. Spring, summer, fall,
Spring,
winter.
fall. I think there's something about the fall when when it starts to hit that colder weather. I'm a fan of football, so that comes in the swing, and then sweatshirt weather too. I'm a big hoodie guy, so
Oh.
I like the fall, and I think the leaves changing and all that different stuff is very beautiful, especially in Eastern Kentucky. I don't know if you've been there during the fall, but just the mountain range and all the trees, different colors. It's really beautiful, and obviously in Lexington as well.
Yeah, fall has a way of bringing beauty to even kind of areas of town that aren't real pretty during other seasons.
Exactly.
It's like the fall. So
Yeah, and when the leaves fall, it's maybe a little ugly. My dad's always said that, but it's a beautiful thing during the time.
Okay, next question. Okay, what about dogs or cats?
Dogs or cats? So I just got a puppy here.
Huh?
Around January. He's an Aussie Doodle. His name's Towns, named after Towns Van Zandt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I just got him. He's crazy, but he's made me more of a dog guy. I'm an animal person though. I'll take about anything, but probably a dog guy. He's turned me around.
Yeah, right. So did you get a doodle dog because for allergies?
No, he's just I just saw it
Hypoallergenic,
on. My roommate has Australian Shepherd, and I was like, man, he's such a good dog. I want to get one myself. I was like, I'm 25 now. I can handle it. And then I just scrolling through Facebook, and he popped up on there. And he was actually in Johnson County, my hometown, so it made it a little bit easier. My dad knew the girl who was breeding him, so yeah, he picked him up then around January.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right. We'll come back to Towns in a minute. Let's see what else. I don't, toilet paper on the top or on the bottom? No, never.
Oh, man,
No, we
I
don't
was
need to do
about to
that. So you have siblings?
I do. I'm a triplet myself. So I have two sisters along with me, and then I have a younger sister as well.
Sorry, you mean a real triplet?
I'm a triplet. Yeah. That's like.
Oh, come on.
When like in college they ask you like, what's your most interesting thing about you? The triplet was always the go-to. Yeah.
Oh, come on. You know what? I don't know that I've ever really met a triplet before.
Here I am.
Wow. So you and two
girls,
sisters.
Reese and Madison. I think they're tuning in, hopefully. And then I have a younger sister named Taylor.
All right.
Yeah.
So so girls identical?
No, well they're similar looking, but no, we're not identical. My younger sister has red hairs, along with me, so I think look a little bit more alike. But yeah, all girls in the household. It was rough for me, my dad.
Wow. Well, so that says a lot about your mom too.
Yeah.
Having
Absolutely.
raised three at once.
She's a tough lady, and she, like I said, Mountain Lady, she sacrificed a lot for us. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was it like where you grew up? You were in Paintsville?
Yeah, well, I grew up in Louisa, Kentucky.
Okay.
Which is about 20 minutes down the road. Grew up in the mountains, man, just out in the wilderness. That's why it's always kind of been a safe place for me. The beauty of it, and I always loved being outside. When we moved to Paintsville, we were kind of in the city limits there, going to Paintsville High School. But yeah, I grew up in Louisa, around in the mountains, and liked being outside a lot. Grew up playing sports, and a lot of good buddies and all that good stuff.
What'd your dad do?
My dad's a teacher as well. Both my parents are teachers.
Oh, come on.
So yeah.
What level school?
My mother's a fifth grade history teacher, and my dad is a gym teacher. He's done all different levels. And he also coaches basketball. He still coaches for Paintsville, the girls' basketball team. So, yeah, both of them were around when I was in school. So that's I moved to a couple different schools there, and they were getting different jobs. So, yeah, they're both teachers.
Yeah, and talk about what you did in sports. So your dad led you
Yes.
into music by what he played around the house, but also led you into sports because you're a physical guy. You like sports.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's always my first love. Don't care to say it. Grew up playing basketball, football, track. He's a big basketball guy. Like I was saying, he's coaching. So I was always his water boy on the bench. Growing up. So I always wanted to, play and all that stuff. And we had some good teams in high school. For myself, I thought I was a decent athlete, but nothing to kind of ruin my dreams of taking me anywhere. You always have that dream to be in the NBA or Major League Baseball, and I didn't have the skill set for that. I wasn't too bad, but didn't have the skills. But so that's kind of when I started fading into music there towards the end of when sports was wrapping up.
Talking about mid high school.
Yeah. So I started playing guitar when I was like a freshman. And that was the time I started getting introduced to the music that was coming out at that time around the area, and then that kind of involved in me to writing. But I always played sports. Yeah, it was always my first love, and still love to this day. Obviously big.
Yeah, right. I'm looking at you. You got
Kentucky
the
fan.
basketball shirt on and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. So, your dad was your dad hopeful that you might continue to play sports at the collegiate level?
Yeah,
or?
I had a few offers. I think they were just, he went to EKU as well, so he, and I think he kind of wanted me to play, but I think he ultimately wanted me to do what I wanted to do. And by that time, I think I was kind of like, well, I've played so much sports, I kind of want to focus on my studies and go to EKU. So yeah, I think he probably wanted me to, but wasn't disappointed when I chose to just go to school. Obviously,
Nice.
But he always pushed me, always coached me, and both my parents were also always so supportive in sports and didn't miss many games.
Nice.
And grandparents as well.
That's very cool. What did you end up doing at EKU?
I majored in public health. Got a Bachelor of Science in public health there. So yeah.
Did you like school?
Yeah, oh, love it. Yeah, I was in master's school here this past year. I'm taking a little bit of break, but I always enjoyed school. Always got good grades. So, the education was always something I wanted to get. I think at the time when I decided, if I would love to put everything into music at that time, but, wanted to get a college education, obviously, as well. And kind of strayed away from the music thing, really, during college, as, maybe some people do. But I enjoyed it. Yeah, I loved EKU. Big Colonel guy.
All right. So what do you feel that you learned in sports, playing sports as a it sounds like you were a serious athlete. What is it that you feel sports helped you to do as an artist, as a musician? How did that help to shape?
Yeah, I love that
what you
question.
become?
So I think anything in sports, gives you a great foundation. For music-wise, I think being in kind of the platform spotlight, and on the field or on a court or something, that helped as well. But also the more personal thing, like more hard work, determination from what I learned from my coaches and practicing and things like that can be put into music. If the hard work you put into your guitar or your writing, that's going to be the outcome of what you do, the work you put in. So it taught me great valuable lessons, not even in music, just life itself. I think it does for any kid.
What have you had to work hard on when it comes to music? What are some of the the hurdles that you've had personally to get to the point where you are now and you're playing and singing?
I never, a lot of musicians, I feel like, are fortunate to have parents that, grew up as musicians. So putting the instrument in their hand at a young age. And it was different for myself. Well, I was 16 or so, but, a lot of people have been playing for these serious artists. So I think, once I got the guitar in my hand at that age, I think I kind of, pushed myself and wanted to develop, a new task and a new hobby in mind. I didn't think I'd ever take it as serious as I did until I really got into the writing aspect, which has always been the beauty of it for me. I mean, I love it. I think I always had the writing, I always enjoyed writing. And then once I found out that you could, capture this culture, these, people, stories, then you could put that in song form. I think that's what really, gave me where, this is something I really would like to do.
What was for you the gateway into writing? Was it sort of literature and poetry that you encountered in the course of your education, or did it come through the lyrics of music that you became really passionate about?
Yeah, I think
writing?
it came through lyrics for sure. Discovering people like Tyler Childers and Nick Jamerson at that time. When I was around that age, they were really capturing like just the area and the culture in a positive way. After hearing some of their songs, it was just a eye-opening thing for me. And listening to some of the old people like Loretta Lynn from Paintsville and things like that, just the way they captured the people and the culture was really just beautiful to me. And it was something that, I've always enjoyed writing, but, put it in song form is such a different challenge, So, it led me to really wanting to focus on it.
Did you ever get coached as a writer?
Never co-wrote either. I'd love to. My coaching, I guess, was playing my songs for my family and my friends, which may not be the best. They're always going to support you, but I think that's kind of been where when I first started here, writing, that they were kind of like the people I'd go practice to or show these songs, and they were like, oh, that's great stuff. So it ended up me wanting to play them out,
Yeah. So you went through college, you got your degree, and then then take us from there. How long ago was that? You're still in the course of that work.
Yeah, I graduated from EKU in 2020. Got a job at the Powell County Health Department. It was when COVID was first starting, so I got a job being a contact tracer there, and I was really blessed to kind of fall into a position at a terrible time. So I've worked there for the past 2 years. Just recently, the contract was ended, so but I really value the time that I had there and the people I met, and kind of the life lessons you get right when you first get out of college. And it was a little different, with COVID going on, so it really gave a different aspect to it, I guess.
Yeah. And where were you doing that work?
Powell County.
In Powell
Kentucky,
County?
yes.
Yeah.
About an hour from here.
Okay.
In between Eastern Kentucky and Central.
In a rural setting?
Absolutely, yeah. Stanton, Clay City, very rural.
Yeah. Tell me about some things that you learned in the course of doing that work in a sort of a rural setting.
I believe, just communication, with people. I was on the phone a lot talking to people, and I don't know, it was like I don't know if I did more than what the normal job does, but I would go out and, take things, like go get groceries for people or take them medicine, things like that. And some of the areas, it's a rural area, and I've been around that my whole life, but, going out there to some of those places, it kind of, gave me being grateful for where I'm from and, what I have. And just, dealing with the community, I think in a crazy time is really what helped me, with the especially communication. I don't know if it evolves into music, but being on stage and sitting here talking to you, I probably wouldn't have been as good as I would be now if I'm any good at all. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I'm talking to Luke Trimble, and Luke is from Paintsville, Kentucky, or near there, Louisa, and he's here on Red Barn tonight to share a lot of songs he's been writing, and we're really glad to have him with us. Let's get back to some music with Luke Trimble.
Yeah, so this next tune, it's one I wrote here kind of recently during COVID, actually. I think I was listening to a lot of John Prine and just how he tells stories of the common man, I believe. So this one's kind of a story about a girl trying to just get out of her hometown, I believe. It's called Better Days. So like when I was writing it during COVID, I was just thinking, there's better days ahead. So this one's called Better Days.
Smokes her weed from a deadhead bowl. Crop still Nash on the radio. She's helplessly hoping, searching for more. Big brown eyes with an old soul. Brother went off fighting a war. She couldn't make sense what they were fighting for. Dad drinks bourbon, reads Louis L'Amour. Mama 2 years come the 4th. 'Cause there's scenes in life you can't explain, like these demons roaming around your brain. Just take a deep breath, be okay, 'cause there's better days coming our way. Brother came home, he couldn't sleep. Night sweats kept him up for weeks. Can't blame a man for the things he'd seen. I believe one day he'll begin to dream. Dad started seeing a girl down the street. They'd watch cowboy movies and string green beans. Although he missed Mom, I was glad to see a desperate man so damn happy. 'Cause there's scenes in life you can't explain, like these demons roaming around your brain. Just take a deep breath, be okay, 'cause there's better days coming our way. She grew up and now that frown packed up her car and she was westbound. Thinks about her past, how mama'd be proud. She got out of that godforsaken town. 'Cause there's things in life you can't explain, like these demons roaming around your brain. Just take a deep breath, be okay, 'cause there's better days coming our way.
Thank you. This next one's kind of about you not wanting your woman to leave bed, I guess. Or be mad at you anymore. It's called Nightmare.
Stuck in a cycle, the same damn routine. Life's felt like a blur since I was 17. I never thought I'd slow down till you came into my life. And now that you're away, keep fading far behind. I'm feeling homesick without you lying there looking at me. Her eyes that shine like the moon at night in East Kentucky. I walk far and wide just to get to you by light, but without your eyes guiding me, would make it through the night. Save me from this dream, 'cause it's feeling like a nightmare when you're not lying next to me. Next to me. Is that the wind howling or you echoing through the pines? I swear I heard you sing the sweetest lullaby. You got my head in a whirl, I'm feeling weak at the knees. So won't you come on home, I'm begging you please. Save me from this dream, 'cause it's feeling like a nightmare when you're not lying next to me. Next to me.
Thank you. So this next one's gonna be a fairly new one. I think it kind of means just sticking to yourself as an artist. As a musician, in a time where I was kind of comparing myself to other people, and kind of, I'm a fan of the sad songs and stuff. So, and writing sad songs. So it's kind of about that as well. It's called Walking Away.
All these songs in my head, my heart's full of lead, each one just sad as the last. Try to hide from the blues, but I get thinking about you, and the black ink on my page turns blood red. Giving up on big dreams, hell with mainstream, never was a big fan of Broadway. Just trying to find a line for these ballads in my mind, but they all end with you walking away. There's no need to fear it, 'cause you'll never hear it. Keith Whitley was right about that. 'Cause I ain't on the radio and I ain't booked for no show. Should've been a teacher just like my dad. Giving up on big dreams, health mainstream. Never was a big fan of Broadway. Just trying to find a line for these ballads in my mind, but they all end with you walking away. So here's one for you, wherever that may be. If I'm ever a star, hopefully you'll see. It wasn't all in vain, took time to explain how I cherish these words over any kind of fame. Giving up on big dreams, health mainstream. Never was a big fan of Broadway. Just trying to find a line for these ballads in my mind, but they all end with you walking away. With you walking away.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, before I tell you about what we have coming up on Red Barn Radio next time, I want to remind you that Red Barn live streams both tonight's and on any Wednesday. They always remain available online for you to view at your convenience on the Red Barn YouTube channel. So if you have a friend who missed the Luke Trimble program this evening, they can always go back to our YouTube channel and check that out. Our live video stream is also available on the WEKU.org website, as is our audio stream, compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode of our program, and please be sure to tell your friends about Red Barn Radio. Red Barn Radio, it's listen to the live. Hey, our guest next week is Brother Smith. In 2015, brothers Wesley and Aaron Smith began as a roots-driven acoustic trio. We've had them here with us at least a couple of times, and these are some talented folks, vocally and instrumentally. They've grown the band. They've pulled up a few roots, replanted and rebuilt. We're looking forward to introducing you to their new bandmates and their new sound. Brother Smith's latest release, Seeing Through, showcases Wesley and Aaron's multi-instrumental talents. They play all the instruments themselves on this album, Seeing Through. So you got to check that out and join us next time for the music of Brother Smith. It's going to be a great show. And now let's get back to tonight's great show with Luke Trimble. We welcome you live on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the grand city of Lexington, Kentucky. Please welcome back Luke Trimble to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you, guys. So this next tune's one I wrote with my buddy Cash. We were out fishing back home at Dewey Lake in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. And we weren't catching too much, so I decided to sit down and write a song about it. It's called the Dewey Lake Blues.
I'm Trimble hood caught upon falling down sycamore tree. Months hang all into a mess, getting sunburned as we speak. There ain't no better way to relax, advice I was willing to take. There ain't a sight of fish taking a bite out here on Dewey Lake. Have you ever seen sight of a man jug fishing, but he turned and said to me, leave your line out 3 damn days, hoping to catch poor man's street. Said that is a lazy way out, but didn't think sound too bad. It's casting real on repeats, driving my mind plumb mad. Don't get me wrong, the open water make a man feel free. I'll take a beer in a boat with a good damn buddy over in the party. But must confess, the sun is getting to my brain. If I don't get my ass dry land, I'm gonna go insane. Well, some sinking low, letting us know it's time to go. Threw out one more cast before we head to the dock to load. About that time, fell jerk on line and yanked like you never seen. Wouldn't you know the only thing on the line was a limb covered in a bunch of weeds. Don't get me wrong, open water make a man feel free. I'll take a beer in a boat with a good damn buddy over in the party. We must confess, I think the sun is getting to my brain. If I don't get my ass dry land, if I don't get my ass dry land, I'm gonna go insane.
So this next tune here is one I wrote a while back. It's called Stay the Night.
Tear me to pieces like you always do. You're in that red dress, sends me to the moon. Really what gets me is watching it fall off, laying you down. Honey, is this love? Lay here for hours, not a care in the world. Mine's right beside me, and I'm telling you, girl, I could stay here forever. Hope you do the same, 'cause I'm longing for you, like a spark to a flame, like a spark to a flame. Wildflowers in rain, like the moon sets, the sun rise. What's saying is true, feel the same way too. So why don't you stay the night? Why don't you stay? Fitzgerald by fire, my six-string in hand, play all the songs I wrote you till the bottle's in. As logs turn to ashes, the heat won't be the same, 'cause I'm longing for you, like a spark to a flame, like a spark to a flame. Wildflowers in rain, like the moon sets, the sun rise. What's saying is true, feel the same way too. So why don't you stay the night? Why don't you stay?
Thank you. Appreciate it. So this next one's one that means a whole lot to me. Coal mining's a business that really, helped the economy over the years in Eastern Kentucky, and I think we are who we are today because of the coal miners and the people who did that work. I don't have any coal miners in my family, but I know a lot of people who do. So I kind of wanted to write a song about what they go through on a daily basis. And I was kind of reading about Blair Mountain, all the stuff that happened there. So it kind of inspired this one. It's called Black Gold.
feet hit the floor about 4:45. They don't stop moving till it's quitting time. It's a long walk to the Van Leer mines. Poor man's wage of nickels and dimes. From the aches in his back and cold dust in his lungs, to him 23 didn't feel so young. He's got a woman and 2 babies to feed, so he'll stay slave to the coal company. As he says, God, have mercy on my soul. As I dig deeper to my grave in search of that black gold. His granddaddy marched for a coal miner's rights. 1920 on a cold winter's night. He was shot down by West Virginia State Police, brought the Union men straight to their knees. And that was his daddy's proudest story to tell. To black lung sent that heathen straight to hell. As he screamed, God, have mercy on my soul. As I dig deeper to my grave in search of that black gold. Living in my shaft ain't prosperous so much. There's a sense of pride in those who push their luck. So he'll make that walk to the Van Leer mines, with his head held high every day till he dies. As he says, God, have mercy on my soul. As I dig deeper to my grave in search of that black gold.
So coming from the area where you came from, you sort of felt compelled to well, sort of dig deep into the coal world a little bit. And what did you decide to read to sort of prepare yourself and think about that?
Battle of Blair Mountain.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I'm not a history teacher or like my mother, but I know it was a part of the Union, and the state police kind of got into a all-out battle that night, and there was lots and lots of casualties of coal miners. We were fighting for honest pay and honest healthy way to work. So that kind of inspired that, and I've always wanted to write a song about coal mining, just 'cause it's so prominent in our town. And like I said, I don't have any miners in my family. I have a lot of hard-working blue-collar people, but none of them ever went underground. So I kind of wanted to just write something in the daily life of what someone my age or younger than me, what they're going through.
So for folks who don't really have any connection with that, what do you think are some things that you learned that most people maybe don't know about that world?
Just that it's in our area. You have a lot of, like I said, a lot of hardworking people who did the job, and then you had a lot of rich people who came in and kind of took advantage of those people. And I think that was kind of the message I wanted to get across there. They, with the black lung and their working conditions were nothing, to what they were paying. Even the days when they were, using the company dollar to buy groceries, everything was going back to the company. So, it was an awful way they treated our area. And then once, coal mining went out of our area. It's, you've seen how it's kind of left us. So there's a lot of different, things we could do, I think, with the areas, like the strip mining and things like that. But it's nothing to the damage that they done in like the, what's unfolded with, the, people on different drugs because of, the pain they went through there and ended up abusing and it's a sad story all in all of how they kind of took advantage of our people. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to get across there.
What do you feel the sort of demise of the coal industry in your area? How did that impact Paintsville, the town?
Just a lot of people without work.
Yeah.
And we're still affected by it to this day.
Yeah, what does downtown look like? Tell people, just paint a picture of what
Paintsville's a little
like.
different. Downtown's beautiful, but I may be biased. But you get a little bit out of town, and you go up some of these hollers and hills, and you can see how some people are living, and it's a choice. I feel like maybe that people make, but it's kind of like we got left out to dry with the coal industry and the jobs, and now there's I would love to come back home and live. I miss the mountains every day, but there's just not as much, for the common, young man to get into there unless you're like a school teacher like my family. That's kind of what's kept them around, and that's where all my family still lives. And me and my sisters, like I was saying earlier, we're the first to kind of venture away, but that's just due to not as many jobs for people.
Let's talk a little bit about Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
So you grew up there and went to the same high school he went to, and how far ahead of you was he in high school?
He was probably 5 years ahead of me. But the thing was, my mother, long story short, my mother had him in school when he was in kindergarten, so we've always been close to his family. I still talk to his parents a lot. And then
they live there?
And we both went to Louisa, Lawrence County, and then both moved to Paintsville, but he was a lot older than me. So, during the summers, my mom was a teacher, but during the summer she worked at a movie theater, and then that's where Tyler worked in high school. So I can still remember this day, him sitting on the little stand where they take your ticket, playing songs and handing out bottles and Bibles to people for free. And then I've always been close to Tyler to this day. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Obviously, he's blown up, but I still have messages from when I first started learning guitar, because that was some of the first songs I learned were his. And he was like, man, keep at it. And he's just the way he kind of approached the whole thing, just how humble of a guy he is, had an impact on me. And obviously, his writing has a big impact on me. Him, Nick Jamerson, people like that, who, like we were talking about earlier, really captured that area and that sound. When he first started playing for us and my family, it was unlike anything I'd ever heard, and it really, really, put a great impact on me.
Can you describe how it impacted you, the sound? What was it about Tyler's sound and his delivery that really struck you?
Well, obviously he has that raw, emotional feel to his music, which always just, the more real something was, I think, really captivated me. And then, I can remember him playing songs and talking about, like, Cross Creek, which is the area where we grew up, and, Paintsville Lake, things like that. And I was like, this guy's really, putting songs with things I know, and that's personal to me. And that kind of just developed in my mind, like, that's something I would like to do too. And like I was telling you earlier, some of his early Red Barn videos were some of the videos I learned to teach myself how to play guitar on. So it's really came full circle. He's had a huge impact on my music. Then personally, back in the day when he was still around Paintsville and, talking to us when he was on his way blowing up, he was just as nice as he could always be, even though he seemed like a rock star to us. He was just a humble, personal man.
Yeah, well, that's really quite extraordinary that you have that sort of personal connection to him.
Yeah. I feel very lucky.
Well, yeah, and that you have grown up with so many of the same experiences that he had as a young person.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and so Tyler, you had very strong feelings about the stereotypes that were perpetuated about Appalachia. excuse me. He spoke out very strongly about the sort of that what do they call that sort of Mountain Dew mouth narrative, right? That came off in one of those documentaries about Appalachia, and he felt very strongly about that, and his songs intended to, I think, show the humanity of the people who grow up in the mountains, the people who reside in Appalachia. How would you, when you think about Tyler and you think about Sturgill and Nick, the people you mentioned, how do you feel that they're impacting the larger audience of our country and shaping a different way of looking at this region?
Yeah, so the area obviously is, a lot of people know it's, some of those, things people say about us are there's a few that are true, but overall, like the beauty of the place and the culture and the people, the way they captivated a thing that people thought of as negative and ugly and bad, they gave beauty through songwriting in that, and I think that was the thing that really, really hooked me was, I can give, my own personal stories and own personal things I know about the place, and give just a lighter aspect on Eastern Kentucky, or the Appalachian area, and that's the main thing I really like to do in my writing is I love the storytelling, like John Prine, things like that. He takes a common man and a common idea and writes a song about it, and it's something that me and you can relate to our lives, and I think the way Tyler and the way they wrote about our area really changed a lot of perspective on how people think about our culture, and the beauty in it.
Yeah. Luke, it's been great having you on the program, and I really enjoyed your music a lot, and hearing your stories, and you're a great writer.
Thank you.
Great singer. Could you tell us a little bit about the tunes you have coming up? You have a tune called Fine Wine, Nothing to Lose.
Yeah, so this is the most recent song I wrote. It's kind of just about, finding your person, whoever that may be or whatever that may be, at a different time in your life than you expected, and just kind of the beauty and all that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, Luke Trimble.
Never was the brightest, so I couldn't pass the test. But I was smart enough to know that you weren't like the rest. From the moment you were here, then you'd up and gone. Say love like that never lasts, but it's never felt so strong. I heard you met a boy, took off west in his car. So was surprised to my eyes when you walked into this bar. Seen this moment before, maybe in my dreams. It always ends with your heart coming back to me. 'Cause we're just two lost souls creeping through time. Here we are now, how you've aged like fine wine. And we ain't going nowhere, so let's just take it nice and slow. 'Cause it's took forever to get here, but we've got forever to go. Shaking in my boots, but I had to say hello. And you reply with, oh my God, it's been too long, boy. Didn't take but a few words and I was right back home again. I said it's funny how the prettiest things come blowing in with the wind. Simple things in life are what you came back looking for. I danced through the night to a bluegrass tune on your mama's kitchen floor. That ain't the only thing she said she came back here to find. She replied, well, I can't lie, you've always been on my mind. 'Cause we're just two lost souls creeping through time. Here we are now, how you've aged like fine wine. And we ain't going nowhere, so let's just take it nice and slow. 'Cause it's took forever to get here, we've got forever to go. Lately, girl, my life ain't had much reason. Seeing you here tonight gives me something to believe in. 'Cause we're just two lost souls creeping through time. Here we are now, how you've aged like fine wine. And we ain't going nowhere, so let's just take it nice and slow. 'Cause it's took forever to get here, we've got forever to go. Oh yes, it's took forever to get here, we've got forever to go.
Thank you. So this next tune's one that means a whole lot to me, my family. I wrote for my grandfather who passed away a couple years back in 2017. So the story goes, there's this old car that sat in his driveway for years and years, and once he passed away, I got asking my dad about why he never got it together or did anything with it. And he just kind of didn't ever have the money for it. He was a drywaller, and the moral of the story is he put his money into his kids, into his future. So I wanted to write a song about him, and that car kind of inspired the start of it. And on my upcoming EP, I believe this is going to be the title track for it. So this one's called Nothing to Lose.
That old Caprice sat in Papa's yard since the winter of '83. Cold's low and like snow, never had the dough to fix that old thing. Through tall weeds, past copperheads, beyond the rusted fender too. Soul still seems to be underneath that old Chevy hood, cruising through paradise, streets of gold like he should. Say, put hands work, boy, keep 'em away from the booze. Take the good Lord in your heart, you'll have nothing to lose. Never forget the day pulled up in that old truck. Hand me the keys, so here you go, son. Don't go pushing your luck. Save as much as you could, make sure the best for me. And these few words ring through my head as I cruise down 23. Put them hands to work, boy, keep 'em away from the booze. Take good Lord in your heart, you'll have nothing to lose. Go rest high on the mountain, rain through the holler that day. Peacefully cold, he gone to sleep, cried as the corner drove away. Family came in from Ohio, funeral was merely a haze. If he could see his boy's now a man, think he'd have this to say. Put them hands, work boy, keep them away from the booze. Take the good Lord in your heart, you'll have nothing to lose.
For this one, this is a tune I wrote for my woman back in the day. She ain't my woman anymore, but made for a good song. Anyway, so like I said, lived in Paintsville. I dated a girl out in Pikeville, Kentucky. It's about an hour drive back and forth from Paintsville to Pikeville. So I wrote this one kind of in the drives from here and there. It's called Pike County Queen.
Too damn young to do what I was told. I'd run through the hills, I'd drink and I'd smoke. 19 with rambling on my mind, never thought I'd find a lover that slowed down my stride. That's way behind. I told her, you look like something I'd seen in my dreams. Won't you come my way, my Pike County queen? 23 never looked so lonely at night, but I'm 10 miles from Lockins Creek. I hope to make it there by light. Remember those times that Mommy used to say, son, you're hell-bound for living your life this way. Flying, I'd say, Mom, I'm heaven sent. Didn't think an angel from down the river would make me an honest man. That was back then. And I told her, you look like something I'd seen in my dreams. Won't you come my way, my Pike County queen? 23 never looked so lonely tonight, but I'm 10 miles from Lockins Creek. I hope to make it there by light. Black-haired beauty with a wild side. There's something I need to tell you before you head home tonight. You look like something I'd seen in my dreams. I'm so glad you're mine, my Pike County queen. It's Kentucky moons never shine so bright on the face of such an angel who changed my life.
Well, there are so many people to thank for our program this evening. First, Luke Trimble, our guest this evening.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, and we're ever grateful for our volunteers and staff who make our program happen so beautifully each and every week. That's John and Matt and Kate and Forrest and Melinda and Eric, and of course our producer Ed Commons. And we want to thank all of you for listening to our webcast, watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and those listening to us on the network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. And now, once again, let's get Luke Trimble back to play one more tune for us.
Yeah, before I start, I just want to thank you guys so much again for having me. This has been a real honor. This last thing I'm going to play here is called Bluegrass.
When my days on earth are over, when I reach the great divide, something made of my name will people love. George cry 'cause I know I could be son of a bitch. Takes good hard and throws in dish, but I reckon gave it my best try. Somewhere down the line, I'll get to see my papa's face. Sure he'll put me in my place, watching over me from above. I sin sorrow. On my case, I try to give more than I take. Circumstance shake your face, so I took had not traveled many times. Somewhere down the line, place me on a hillside facing east, so I don't have to miss sunrise again. No matter where I go around this world, hope to make it back to Kentucky in the end. So when you lay me down to rest, sure there's bluegrass above my head. I ain't had myself a family and some land to harvest my crops. Little house surrounded by woods, so I have some place to get lost. Hope to learn from times that I was wrong, many more than few. A lifetime full of memories when my days are through. Make sure to place me on a hillside facing east, so I'll have missed sunrise again. No matter where I go around this world, hope to make it back to Kentucky in the end. So when you lay me down to rest, be sure there's bluegrass above my head. So when you lay me down to rest, be sure there's bluegrass above my head.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, that's all for our show for this week. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide, though, as we stream live on the web on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. And you can also listen to archive performances on Spotify and iTunes and watch mountainous quantities of video on the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. Hey, and remember this, every like, comment, share, and subscribe helps bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods. And finally this, if any of our featured artists are performing in your area, get out and see them. They need you now more than ever. From all of us here at Red Barn Radio now to all of our friends worldwide, keep working together to be safe and healthy, and until next time, good night from Red Barn Radio.